Is this the end of Bay Area sports as we knew it? In just over a decade, the Raiders, Warriors, 49ers, and now the A's have all walked away. Some across bridges, others across state lines. Was it money, geography, or something deeper? And could your city be next? That's what we'll be discussing today. Welcome to Big Builds. San Francisco 49ers, moving south, losing the soul. Rewind to 2010. The Bay Area was a sports paradise. You had the bruising Raiders in Oakland, the gritty A's just across the parking lot, the electric Warriors lighting up Oracle Arena, and the historic 49ers playing in the swirling winds of Candlestick Park. Four iconic franchises, steeped in legacy, tied directly to their communities. But that dream started to crack in 2014, when the San Francisco 49ers made a stunning pivot. Candlestick Park was falling apart, outdated, underfunded, and isolated. San Francisco's leadership refused to commit public funds to replace it. No land offers, no real incentives, no political will. Enter Santa Clara, 50 miles south and light years away in culture. This Silicon Valley city offered land, funding partnerships, and a tech-friendly environment. The result? Levi's Stadium, a $1.3 billion monument to innovation and efficiency. The team kept the name, but lost part of its soul. Santa Clara isn't San Francisco. It doesn't carry the same texture, the same history. Instead of fog and football, fans got blazing sun and sterile suites. Levi's Stadium is clean and modern, but it's also distant, geographically and emotionally. Lifelong 49ers fans in the city suddenly had to drive an hour to see their team, and many felt something intangible had been left behind on the Candlestick sidelines. The move made business sense, but the heart of the team? That stayed back in the city. The Warriors' bridge jump from grit to glitz. Then came the Warriors, and for Oakland, this one felt personal. The team had played in the East Bay for nearly 50 years. Oracle Arena was loud, proud, and gritty. It was the home of the We Believe era, where passionate fans carried a scrappy team to playoff magic. It was where Steph Curry became a global phenomenon and where Golden State evolved into a dynasty. But success, ironically, made them more desirable elsewhere. In 2019, the Warriors moved across the Bay Bridge to San Francisco. Chase Center, their new home in Mission Bay, was a $1.6 billion colossus, sleek, corporate, and nestled among luxury condos and biotech offices. Sure, it was just a short trip away geographically. But culturally, the leap was massive. Oracle had $10 tickets and blue-collar families. Chase had $10 hot dogs and suites reserved for CEOs. The East Bay noise was traded for West Bay Polish. And for many loyal fans, it felt like betrayal, a calculated shift toward the tech elite and away from the very people who made the Warriors who they were. The team didn't just cross a bridge, it crossed a class line. And while Chase Center sparkles, it doesn't echo with the same thunder that once shook the rafters of Oracle. The Raiders, loyalty left in the dust. If any team was Oakland, it was the Raiders. They were the misfits, the outlaws, the renegades. Silver and black wasn't just a color scheme, it was a way of life. Raider Nation was legendary. Even as the Coliseum aged, even as the toilets backed up and the field turned to mud, the fans showed up. Loud, loyal, unapologetically Oakland. But that same loyalty wasn't returned. By the mid-2010s, the Coliseum was a relic. The city of Oakland, struggling financially and politically divided, couldn't muster the momentum to build a new stadium. Meanwhile, other cities were lining up with offers. Las Vegas went all in. A staggering $750 million in public funding. Land, support, enthusiasm. The Raiders saw a chance to escape their crumbling home and reinvent themselves in a booming, flashy new market. In 2020, they made it official. The Las Vegas Raiders were born. Allegiant Stadium is a masterpiece, domed, air-conditioned, and state-of-the-art. But while it sparkles under the desert lights, it lacks the raw, unfiltered energy of the Coliseum. In leaving Oakland, the Raiders didn't just abandon a stadium. They abandoned a culture, a brotherhood, a legacy of grit and fire. And for the fans back home, no level of Vegas glamour can make up for the betrayal. The A's, death by delay. Last but not least, the Oakland A's, a team defined by its underdog spirit. The A's made Moneyball a household term. They turned scraps into contenders, proving you didn't need a billion-dollar budget to win, just brains, belief, and heart. But what they did need was a new stadium, and they tried for over 2 decades. First, they proposed a ballpark at Laney College. That fell apart. Then, they unveiled grand plans at Howard Terminal. There were artist renderings, press conferences, and city council meetings. But every plan hit a wall: legal challenges, environmental red tape, union disputes, or political infighting. The Coliseum, meanwhile, deteriorated into one of the worst venues in professional sports. Sewage backups, feral cats, and empty stands told the story. And yet the fans stayed, loyal to the end, wearing green and gold with pride. Then Vegas made its move. Unlike Oakland, Nevada streamlined approvals. In 2023, the A's made it official. They were leaving. For now, they'll play in a minor league stadium. But soon, a new home awaits in the desert. This wasn't just a relocation. It was the end of an era. Oakland's last major sports team, gone not because of lack of support, but because the system couldn't deliver when it mattered. Why did it all fall apart? It's easy to say money, but the truth runs deeper. The Bay Area isn't one city. It's a sprawling network of counties, cities, and jurisdictions, each with their own priorities, politics, and zoning nightmares. Building a billion-dollar stadium here means navigating an obstacle course of environmental laws, public opposition, and bureaucratic inertia. San Francisco didn't want to fund a stadium. Oakland didn't have the resources. San Jose was blocked by Major League Baseball territorial rights. And as each plan fell apart, rival cities with fewer regulations and more cash stepped in. Vegas, Santa Clara, even Sacramento flirted with offers. The geography didn't help either. Land is limited, traffic is brutal, and with so many overlapping government entities, getting anything built, let alone a 60,000-seat stadium, became nearly impossible. Who's to blame? Blame is a shared burden. Team owners made cutthroat decisions in the name of profit. City governments failed to unify around visionary plans. Leagues stood by, watching markets crumble while prioritizing expansion elsewhere. But the real losers were the fans, the ones who bought season tickets year after year, who stood in line in the rain, who taught their kids to love the colors, the chants, the traditions. They did everything right and still lost. Cities underestimated how vital these teams were to community identity. They treated them as line items instead of legacy. And by the time they tried to course correct, it was too late. The moving trucks had already left. A new hope, community-led revival. But all is not lost. In Oakland, a different kind of sports story is taking shape. Clubs like Oakland Roots SC and Oakland Soul SC are emerging, not as mega franchises, but as authentic community teams. They play in modest venues, but their mission is huge: rebuild pride from the ground up. These teams are owned and supported by the people. Their mission isn't television ratings, it's local empowerment. They work with schools, uplift neighborhoods, and celebrate the city's diversity. And most importantly, they're staying. In a world where billionaires chase profits, these grassroots clubs are a refreshing return to what sports should be: belonging, pride, and homegrown magic. Could this happen to your city too? Yes, unequivocally. The Bay Area's collapse isn't unique. It's a preview. Cities across America face the same challenges: aging stadiums, divided governments, taxpayer hesitation. And the second a better deal pops up elsewhere, teams won't hesitate. Ask fans in St. Louis, ask San Diego, ask Seattle. No market is safe, because when loyalty meets billion-dollar business plans, guess which side usually wins? If your city isn't investing in infrastructure, if your leaders are distracted or divided, your team could be next. What now? The Bay Area didn't just lose teams, it lost symbols of identity. But sometimes the end of one era marks the beginning of another. Maybe now fans will reclaim the power. Support the teams that stay. Push for ownership models that value community. Demand transparency from city leaders. Because in the end, sports aren't about high rises and revenue streams. They're about memory, connection, passion. No corporate suite can ever replace that. What do you think? Did the Bay Area blow it? Or was it inevitable? Could more have been done? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit like if you're still proudly wearing your team's gear, even if the team isn't around anymore. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the stadiums, deals, and dramas shaping the future of sports. This is Big Builds, and we're just getting started.